Hello there everybody, Silentwisher here. In this video I'm going to show you how to create a map in Far Cry 5 using the arcade editor. So in the main menu we're going to click on arcade, Far Cry arcade, arcade editor, and so here's how this works. Edit map is to edit pre-existing maps that you've already started working on, so that's cool. Multiplayer maps are for things like deathmatch and team deathmatch and stuff like that. And then solo/co-op is more meant for your like your escapes, your assaults, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and look into this. So we're going to click solo/co-op, and we can select a game mode. You can change this later on supposedly, but we're going to build an Outpost map, and we're going to use a pre-existing, no, we're just going to use an empty map, and then we're going to start the editor. So when I start that up, I'll be back with you. Alright, now that we're back in the editor here, you'll see we'll have a nice big blank map, but we're just gonna focus on how to get an Outpost map working. Just because this texture is ugly and icky, we're gonna add some texture to the ground here. Let's hold on. Alright, that's environment. We want textures. Change. I dual screen, so I normally have this big panel on my other screen, so we'll just go like this. There we go. And then we're going to go to objects here, and then we're going to go to game mode objects, which we're already at. We're going to have a spawn point over here and an alarm over here. So we'll zoom out, spawn point and alarm. That's pretty much all we need for now. We're going to go ahead and save. And then we're going to put in some objects so it's not just an empty map here. Let's do some military. We'll do an arsenal. So there's that. We'll do a bunker checkpoint right here. And we're just gonna put some stuff in real quick, so bear with me. Okay, so now that we have some stuff customized here, we're going to move this spawn point to where it's behind the building, so we're not spotted right away. You can have more than one alarm, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're only going to have one. Let's go ahead and save what we have so far. And now we're going to add some AI, which is this button right here. Enemies, and then we're going to do chosen for this. This is just what I want, my enemies to look like. And then we're going to have it set to wave 1, and that's important, and I'll explain that here in a second. So we're going to put a couple of these down. I'm going to click the add multiple because we're going to add multiple and it's just easier. If you hold control and then hold your left mouse button, you can rotate and place like that and like that. And that's good for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to wave 2, and it's going to automatically set the trigger to on alarm. And then once it, well, the editor's going to break, I guess. Hold on. The editor is glitchy, just a heads up. And then wave 2, what'll happen there is if the players, now that we've got that sorted, wave 2 basically means if the player doesn't keep them from setting off the alarm, these guys will spawn in and come basically rushing to the rescue here. So we'll put a couple there. And you'll notice that this area lit up green, that means, or like a yellowish color. That just means that that area is heavily used as far as resources go. If it turns red, then you have too much stuff going on. And that's a more complicated thing to explain in a later video. But now that we've done that, we're going to hit save. And I'm going to explain these two buttons for you up here. So this button right here, basically you press it and it'll play the game, which we'll do now. But the difference is with this, you're invisible. Like you're like in a developer type mode. So the AI is going to ignore you. You can still attack them and stuff, but they're gonna just ignore you. Now if we back out, and then hit this button, this plays like it's supposed to. It's going to ask you your loadouts, which we'll talk about in a separate video on how to customize loadouts for your maps. But for now, this is just to get an outpost mode set up. Now, these guys are live. You see how there was a detection thing there? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a couple of these guys and then purposely let them trigger the alarm so you can see the wave system going into play. Here in a second, the enemy reinforcements will be coming in. Yep, there they are, and this is where you would get owned, basically. But yeah, so this is how you set up an outpost type map. Anyways, so that's how you do it, guys. That's how you set up an outpost map. And then if you want to publish the map, you go to your map validation, make sure it passes. Okay, we haven't taken a snapshot, so we need to do that real quick. Map properties. Click capture, that's considered your snapshot. And then you can hit publish map. And I'm not going to do that because I don't need to publish this map, but basically that's how you would publish a map, and it should show up in the arcade editor. Just so you know, the time that this video was made, the editor / the arcade area is kind of a joke, and I've uploaded a few different maps now and they just will not show up. They've passed validation and everything, but I guess it's just their servers or something, so we just gotta wait for them to work, I guess. But they make a outpost assault, not an outpost assault, just an outpost map, a mission objective outpost map. And that's how you do it. I'll be making videos on how to create the other types of maps here shortly, and hope you enjoyed. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.